Hello, my name is Ryan Dieterle, and I have chosen to do a complete overhaul of the Weinstein Company, making it the new Clear Horizon Media. A little bit of background of the Weinstein brothers, Harvey Weinstein as well. They were both film producers in 1979 from Miramax. They've created films like Pulp Fiction as one of their bigger ones, and they've worked with many big actors and actresses on all their stuff. They've been successful from the very beginning. They decided to start the Weinstein Company in 2005. It was going very good for about 12 years until 2017 when Harvey Weinstein got into some trouble with sexual harassment of women, and he was charged and sued criminally and civilly for sexual harassment. He was just recently charged sentencing for 23 years for committing sexual crimes. And that's a little bit of a background of the company and the crash of it. You're probably wondering in my project what I want to target. The targets would be the investors, the consumers, and the staff. You want to have a clear idea and to show your investors, because those are going to be some of the people that you need to focus on the most, because they provide all the financial needs that you need to make the movies, to hire and staff all the people and keep the consumer happy. If you didn't have the investors, you have nothing. The consumers would be people like you going to the movies, and the staff would be, the actresses, the people, the stage managers, the people in the production, the producers, everyone that's involved in making the film, even a janitor that works on the production lot. They all should have a say and all have influence, and they all would be affected by any change. So what I would need to do is I would need to separate Harvey Weinstein's name from anything that has to do with the company in order to have a better projection in the future and to get rid of any of the bad connotation from him and his name. You would want to separate him by probably buying him out and buying the rights to his name. I thought of the name change to Clear Horizon Media, being going to be a clear future, and there was nothing but good things to come. And the clear part was also to make sure that people got the idea of it being transparent. Like I said before, you'd have to separate Harvey Weinstein. You would want to remodel anything that has his name on it and put the new logo and the new name on it to show the change, and that somewhat become a different company, but also have the credibility from the previous company before any of the scandal hit. I would want to be transparent with the goals and values that with the new mission statement. I would want to create a new mission statement, make sure that people knew it, and I would want to be able, my biggest thing would be transparency. I would want the staff, the investors, and everyone that would be coming, the consumers, to know if you have any issues, if there's any concerns, that they can be brought and they don't have to be swept under the rug, and they don't have to be lied about, and they can just be something that be talked about publicly. And if there's any issues, it could be talked about publicly. I thought of a way to get the community back into the company and change the name and change the direction and change the whole outlook would be creating a foundation for young actors. I think it would be a great idea to create a place for young people to get into the business and give them the opportunity. It also allows everyone that may have thought bad about the company to change their mind and say, hey, we're trying to change things and that we're trying to go in the right direction with this new management. I also think it would be good to have more of an online presence. As of right now, the company doesn't even have a website. You could create a blog. That is something that's been more popular in recent years and getting younger people's attention. I want younger people's attention because they are the new up and coming generation of consumers. The blog would allow employees to share any information that they want to share and how they like working there and how the things are working since the change, and it can change the community's perception of the company. Target does a very similar thing, which I think is a very fantastic idea and has been successful for them. Another thing that I would need to do is hire a well-experienced PR team. The PR team had a very large task to deal with the Harvey Weinstein scandal. But I think in order to move into a better direction would be to replace them with a team that would be better experienced with something that had already happened, so that we can quickly get things rolling into the new company and not have to think as much, and we can try to quickly change the direction of the company and the mindset of the people. Like I said before, the company does not have a website. I think having a website, being able to access the information of the films when they're coming out or anything like that, would be very good for the company. And I would want something that shares the values and it shows that it was very clear and it doesn't have any confusion of what we stand for. So I would want that. So in order to do all those things, I would need a few things. Number one being money. Money is going to be something that you're going to need for any of this and continuing to need to keep the company going and the change going. I would need to rebrand and the new programs. With rebranding, you would need a new logo. I would need someone to hire that would be good with creating a good, attractive logo that shows what we stand for and our mission for the future. I would also want to make new programs, like I said, with the Young Actors program and the blogging and all that stuff. So I would need someone that would be good at advertising it and getting it developed to make sure that it's known, that people can get involved, and that we have a clear media presence so that we can be able to track things. I would also need to buy the Weinstein's name out, like I said before. You don't want to be associated with the Weinstein brothers anymore, so you would have to buy out their name and anything that they own so that it can be a completely separate company and a complete refresh and new start. I would also want new professional trained people to train our staff on sexual harassment and transparency. We would not want another scandal as soon as we started the company or even in the future. You don't want any of that stuff. That's something that you would try to avoid. So in order to try to avoid it, you would want to inform your staff on what to do and how to handle those situations. I would also want people trained in social media, blogging, online media presence, and I would also want people in marketing so that they can create a new logo. I think the online presence would be the best thing because it is where the direction of where things are going. The newer children, that's where they get all their information, and you want to have a presence on there so that you can be able to show the new people what we're going to be making in the future, and that they would go and watch it and help support the company. I would also want a website creator so that we can have actual website that people can go and get this information. I've also thought of a streaming service as a new thing for the company to start. And the streaming service would be a small fee to show the films that they have made in the past, and that they can get an idea of what we would stand for and what we would like to make in the future. I would measure the success in several different ways. If you can measure, since it's online, you can measure how many clicks you're getting, how many retweets, likes, subscribers, and so on and so forth. It allows you to track it at a very accurate rate to see if people are getting interested and what you can do to change to make people interested. If my logo is not attractive enough, if my online presence isn't well known, we can change those things just by seeing the traffic that is coming on to the website. You can also track it by the new film sales. While making new films, if they're not doing well, then it could be either the film wasn't a good film, or the company was not, people don't want to see anything made by that new company. They don't have the trust yet. The condemnation of the Weinstein brothers are still with us, and we'd have to address that. I would do some research. I would see the benefits of the rebranding. The benefits of the rebranding, there are so many. It's staying current, and you can set yourself apart from the competitors. You want to set yourself apart from the competitors. You want to set yourself apart from anything that has bad happen with other companies. Also, with your company that you had worked with was the Weinstein Company. You would want to be completely separate and completely fresh and completely new. The biggest of them all is reflect on the new goals, production offers, and the values. We would be creating a complete new set of new values, and we would be standing for something different than what the Weinstein Company did. So we would want everyone to know that, and that they could be a part of that. Another thing that I found when doing research of the rebranding, if it was effective, it also regains trust, and giving back to the community with new program. Like the kids getting into acting is creating trust with the community. It's getting them involved. You also want to be sincere when you're doing anything publicly with the company. You have to understand that the company was known for something very bad, and that you have to be on your best behavior so that you can have the company succeed, and you don't want people thinking anything bad about you. Volkswagen was a well-known success story, in my opinion, of a rebranding. Although they did not change their name, they had to completely rethink their idea of how to get their customers back in after the diesel emissions scandal. Since then, they've tried different ways to say they're sorry to the consumer with coming out with a line of electric vehicles, and they would like to make the entire company electric vehicles in the future. Basically to say that we did wrong, and now we're going to try our best to fix it with something that doesn't pollute the earth. They did a lot of different things internally. They, like I said, that we wanted to hire different people. They hired 17 external agencies, and they created 19 internal agencies for design and to come up with the ideas. And their new logo is supposed to have no filter. That's what they're saying, so that they can be completely transparent. It's no different than what we're trying to do. Their sales have steadily increased since then, and they continue to go up, and they're still one of the largest audio manufacturers in the world. In the end, rebranding of the Weinstein Company shall bring new transparency, new equal opportunities to all in the film industry, creating jobs for those who share the same values in Clear Horizon Media. Thank you.